Most Sinhalese kingdoms along Sri Lanka's coast, like Kotte and Sitawaka, fell to the wave of European colonization in the 16th century. Yet, Kandy, tucked in the island's mountainous interior, leveraged centuries of guerrilla warfare, monsoon challenges, and intimate knowledge of the terrain to repel invaders with remarkable tenacity. Its rulers, such as Wimaladharmasurya I, re-established autonomy following periods of Portuguese or Sitawaka influence. Notably, in 1595, Wimaladharmasurya brought the sacred tooth relic to Kandy, a move that anchored both spiritual authority and royal legitimacy in the kingdom's capital. Over time, the Kingdom of Kandy evolved from a modest polity into the last independent Sinhalese monarchy, surviving 2 centuries beyond all others before falling under British control. Its unique geographical setting, steep hills, dense forests, hidden passes often impassable in monsoon season, lent itself to effective defense. Kandians mastered hit-and-run tactics, secret routes, and retreats into rugged terrain when needed. At the cultural heart of the kingdom lay its royal palace complex, an emblem of Kandian sovereignty and artistry. This complex included the king's palace, the audience hall, the queen's palace, and the harem quarters, structures marked by elaborate wood and stone carvings, painted murals, and traditional Kandian architectural finesse. Nested within this royal enclave stood the Temple of the Tooth, Sri Dalada Malagawa, housing the revered Buddha's tooth relic. This site was, and remains, one of Sri Lanka's most sacred places, a spiritual nucleus that fused monarchic power with Buddhist sacred authority. Kandy's political landscape reflected both internal dynastic shifts and outside alliances. Initially under the house of Sri Lanka, rule passed through turbulent times, conflicts, assassinations, and Portuguese alliances, until Wimaladharmasurya, the first reasserted indigenous Sinhalese governance in 1592. Later, the Nayakar dynasty of South Indian origin assumed the throne, culminating in Kirti Sri Rajasingha, revered for reviving Buddhism in the island, through inviting Siamese monks and restoring religious ordination, and Sri Vikrama Rajasingha, the final monarch whose reign witnessed the completion of Kandy Lake and the Pathirapua, octagonal pavilion at the Temple of the Tooth. The sacred tooth relic played a dual role, a spiritual beacon and a political emblem. Local tradition held that possession of the relic conferred divine legitimacy to rule. Carefully moved across historic capitals to avoid conflict, it found its enduring sanctuary within Kandy, anchoring the city's religious identity while reinforcing its royal narrative. Beyond politics and spirituality, Kandy's cultural heritage left tangible legacies. Unique Kandian home gardens, small, self-sufficient plots combining rice terraces, irrigation features, herbs, spices, and vegetables, continue to dot rural landscapes of central Sri Lanka. Aristocratic walawas, manor houses, once numbering 18 within the city, once housed the elite families and stand as markers of Kandian's social life. Grand temples and monastic sites, such as Mbeka Devalaya, Gadaladenia, Degaldarua, Lankatilaka, and Bahira Wakanda, celebrate Kandian woodcraft, folk murals, brasswork, and vernacular architectural traditions. This all remains alive through traditional dance, music, and ceremony. Esala Perahera, Kandy's iconic annual festival, merges sacred ritual, dance, music, and spectacle around the tooth relic, drawing pilgrims, tourists, and devotees who witness the fusion of religion, heritage, and pageantry. This vibrant celebration not only honors the sacred tooth relic, but also showcases the rich cultural tapestry of the Kingdom of Kandy. Traditional dancers clad in elaborate costumes perform intricate movements passed down through generations, accompanied by rhythmic drumming and haunting melodies from traditional instruments like the Geta Baraya and the Thamatama. The festival's grand procession weaves through the streets of Kandy, illuminated by flickering oil lamps and vibrant flags, creating an atmosphere of reverence and jubilation. Since the late 15th century, nestled amid the verdant, mist-shrouded hills of central Sri Lanka, the Kingdom of Kandy rose as an enduring symbol of Sinhalese sovereignty, spiritual resilience, and architectural grandeur. Against a backdrop of sweeping colonial conquests and shifting regional powers. This kingdom carved a path all its own, remaining unconquered by the Portuguese and the Dutch, and finally succumbing only to the British in the early 19th century. The story of Kandy is rich, layered, and deeply embedded in the cultural heritage of Sri Lanka. Its sacred relics, monastic traditions, courtly arts, and ceremonial ways continue to shape national identity to this day. Founded approximately in 1469 by Senasammata Vikramabahu, the city, then known as Senkadagalapura, emerged from the weakening authority of the Kingdom of Kotte to become a bastion of independence and cultural preservation. Over the centuries that followed, succeeding monarchs transformed it from a modest hilltop capital to a vibrant, spiritually charged center of Sri Lankan life.